Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 29-minute Hangout. Super excited that you are here joining us today. We are going to delve in with our special guest. Super excited. Doing something a little bit different with this 29-minute Hangout that you guys are jumping in and joining us on this Tuesday night with. One interesting thing about being a host for a podcast and about interviewing other people is that sometimes we neglect to hear the story of the people that are developing the podcast, because that's usually pretty good themselves. When they put together a hangout, there's usually a very specific reason of why they're delving into this world of online marketing or internet marketing or creating this presence online. So it's a lot of fun to dig in and bring to you my really special guest, my business partner, just an amazing leader here tonight with you. So without further ado, I'm super excited to bring to you my business partner, Chef Doug DeMecurio, who is going to come on tonight and really kind of explain and share with you guys some of his story of what it takes to be an internet marketer or network marketer, because I know for a fact that he's had success in network marketing. He's owned multiple restaurants. He's done amazing things with his life. And yet, at some point, we all have a stumble, right? And that's just part of the process of our lives and what we do. So actually, Doug, just again, super excited. I know you're coming to us from your phone because you have like events to go to and you're really connecting with your audience tonight, and I really appreciate that. So I want to dive right into this since we only have 29 minutes and the time goes by really fast. You and I both know this. So my question to you is really give us a little bit about your background of how you discovered that world of internet marketing. What led you to the internet and really to pursue this as a financial future?
Sure. Well, as you know, I was a chef and restaurant owner, and I probably came into internet marketing from a different direction than a lot of other people, in that I owned a number of restaurants, and after the 9/11 occurrence, the sales of my restaurants dropped, and I knew I needed to find another way to try and get customers for my business. And the old ways of marketing just weren't working, using newspaper ads and radio ads and trying all of the traditional type of marketing. And so I thought, I've got to get ahead of the game here and figure out how do I get online and find potential customers to come into my business. And and realizing that people today communicate differently than they did 20 years ago or whatever. And obviously even today, even more so than even 5 years ago. Communication is always changing, but now it's not as much face-to-face connecting with people and a lot more through smartphones. And you look at younger generations and they can be sitting across the table from each other and they're texting to each other rather than having a conversation. So so that was how I got into it, was to try and build my restaurant business.
And was that helpful to you? I mean, what were some of the things, I mean, as a restaurant owner, because I've owned a restaurant also, what were the advantages of learning social media or going online? Like, what was it that kind of drew you, and were you having some success with bringing people into your establishment?
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit. I hope that's your end and not my end. But can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay, great. It was, I guess it was a little different there. I had some pretty good success. I think social media was kind of just in the very early stages. Facebook, I mean, back at that time, what was it? MySpace, was that what it was? The one before Facebook?
Yeah, MySpace.
And, so that was probably the popular one at that time. And Facebook was sort of just coming on board. And it was really seen as something that was for the kids, college kids, whatever. And, but I started looking online, and I just started searching how to, I mean, same thing everybody's looking for today, how to find customers online, how to generate leads and make sales. And, I didn't have the first clue about where to get started. So I was all over the place looking for information, looking for products. And I remember, I don't even remember what the name of it was, but I bought some product that, um, taught you how to get leads. And I think I promoted some ClickBank. Uh, it was a cookbook or something like that. And I actually made a sale. And I mean, I got so excited, because, wow, this actually works. Somebody saw what I put on the internet and they paid money. Well, I never got paid. I never got the money because ClickBank you have to make at least $500 or something before they pay you anything. But that was pretty exciting. So I knew that it could work.
Right.
And so that was how I got started. And then I I found a marketing system that was really geared towards network marketers, but the same principles apply for online marketing, whether it's network marketing or for network marketing or for other businesses. It really comes down to, you know, find an audience, figure out how to get your message in front of that audience. So learn how to, drive traffic, so that the audience that you would like to have see your message, that they see it. And then you learn all of, the other aspect, and then you ask them to buy something. I mean, that's what we're asking. You ask them to do something, whether it's give you their contact information, or whether it's, come into your restaurant, or whatever it would be. That's really what it is connect with somebody online, create a relationship somehow or other, so that, they'll do what you ask them to do.
Right. So I guess in my curiosity state, I also know, and because we've talked before, but I know you got into network marketing and you actually had a pretty good amount of success in your network marketing company.
Yeah,
Am I correct?
yeah, I did. And, I mean, it was kind of most of the, I guess most of my team members, I would say probably 75% of them, I did find through the internet.
Okay.
And 25% was through my local market. And probably the reason for that is I spent most of my time doing online marketing. And
And what does online marketing look to you when you're talking about building a network marketing business online?
well, it's the same steps you would take if you're going into, if you were going to go to the mall and talk to people. You make it, you find somebody that is interested in, I mean, you make a connection with a person, and then you create a relationship with them, and um, you find out what it is that they're looking for. And if they're looking to make some extra money, or they're looking for, whatever your product is, if they have a desire, uh, for that product, then you can then share with them, say, what, I hear that you're interested in this, or I know that you're looking to make a little extra money. I've got something that I've been working with I'm doing pretty well with. Would you be interested in taking a look at it? So I think the most important thing about being successful with it is your focus has to be more on helping. And I hate using that word, because helping makes it sound like there's something wrong with the other person, like they need help. But you look for a need that they have, or, a pain, something that, a problem that they're trying to solve. And then you offer them a solution to that problem, or a solution to that need that they have. So if your focus is on contributing to someone else's success, or contributing to solving a solution with them, then it's a lot different than the approach of, hey, I've got this super item here, or I've got this great business opportunity, and this is what you need. Because that's kind of like walking up, if you approach somebody your first meeting and say, hey, I got this thing that you need, buy it from me. It's kind of like walking up to somebody you've never met before and saying, will you marry me?
Yeah.
The first time you see them, and nobody's going to do that. So, um, you know, that's, so doing it online, it's different than walking around and seeing somebody's face and saying hello and doing that, but it's essentially, it's the same process. You
Right.
look online for somebody that you can say hello to, and then you get to know them, find out what they're looking for, and if what they're looking for is something that you can help them with, then you say, hey, maybe you want to take a look at this. Check this out. This might be helpful to you.
And you talk a lot. I mean, I know that we've worked together on doing like this challenges and mindset, and we, set up a game plan, I guess, of actions that you should be taking daily. Can you talk
Sure.
a little bit about that? Because I think that's really key that to a lot of your success that I've seen you accomplish online is that you seem to have this little daily like thing that you do that just keeps you like in momentum.
Yeah, I think it is a matter of just taking daily action. It doesn't have to be the same action every day, but take some action that is going to move your business forward. And even if you only spend 15 minutes a day, I actually was talking with, we can call it a lead or prospect, or someone today that responded to one of my blog posts, and I got their phone number and I called her up, and it was a girl from Virginia who she is planning to go to law school, and she's looking for a way to make extra money. And I said, how much time do you have to devote to your marketing? And she goes, well, I don't really have very much, but I can work it into my schedule, where I'm sure I can get a little time every day. And I said, you know what, that is, if you do that, and I can tell you will be successful because you're disciplined and you work from a daily schedule. And if you do a little something every day, you'll have success. And that more than 90+ % of the people who don't do that daily action. And the analogy I used was, if you're trying to raise a child, if you have a brand new baby, you can't give the baby 3 weeks worth of food today and then say, I'll see you in 3 weeks, because the baby's not going to be around 3 weeks from now if you do that.
Right.
And so your online business is the same type of thing. You have to feed it a little bit every day. Take some action every day that is, that's a profit producing activity. You can't just watch what everybody else is doing every day. You have to do something so that people hear from you every day. They get a little bit of information. They get, you add one more piece to the relationship puzzle each day.
That's really profound that you said that. Like you got to feed your business every day, and I think that's a huge thing that most of us don't do. We don't think of our business as something that needs to be fed or that's hungry. And I'm glad you really brought that up, because that's a great analogy for a lot of people that are in here. Though, so I also know right now, and I'm going to kind of switch this up a bit, because you actually have an extreme passion that I know you have, and that is for local marketing. You really, and I think this trends back to you being a restaurant owner in your community, but you're all about local business, like really passionate about that. I know you've done something really cool. Can you kind of talk a little bit about the strategy you put in place to kind of help the local businesses in your area understand and use social media?
Yeah. I'm definitely passionate about seeing local business owners, entrepreneurs, but I really want to see local business owners not just survive in their business and have a job that, requires them to work twice as many hours as everybody else. I want to see them have a business that actually not just supports them, but allows them to thrive and be part of the community. And it's local business owners that really contribute to the community that you live in. They're the people that create the character and charm of, where you live, and make where you live different than any town USA.
Right.
And so one of the things, the strategy that I've, currently you call it a strategy or whatever, but one of the things that I'm doing right now is I created a local business directory, but it's different than most other directories in that what I'm doing with it is I create a video, just a short video interview with the business owner, with the local business owner. And so when people go to this directory, they're not just seeing a business logo and what the business has for sale, but they're getting to know a little bit about the person behind the business. And it really helps to start creating a personal relationship in the community with potential customers, where they get a personal connection with the business owner. And it's like anything else, people are going to do business, more likely to do business with a person than they are with a business name. And so so that's what I've done. And then I work really hard with the local business owners to show them how what marketing they will work for them in today's environment. I mean, the old ways of marketing are not as effective as some of them aren't effective at all, and they cost a lot of money. And the way that people communicate now is through smartphones and tablets. And even if they're going to buy something locally, 80-90% of the people will look for information on the internet before they go out and buy it, even if it's just 2 miles down the road. They're going to go online and say who has the best deal, and then they're going to go find it. And the sad side of that equation is that about 8 out of 10 businesses haven't claimed their Google My Business page or their directory pages, and so they're not even online for people to find. And if you're not where people are looking for information, then you're not in the ball game.
Yeah.
You could be right around the corner from somebody that wants to buy what you have, and when they go online and look for that item, you don't show up. They don't know you're there, and they'll drive 10 miles across town to buy it because that guy has a presence. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing. For local businesses, your local directories are critical, particularly your Google My Business page, and you have to set that up properly, and you have to optimize it with your other local directories. It needs to be consistent. Your social media business page, you don't have to be on all of them, but if you have at least a page on all of them so that people can find you there, that's important. So having a Facebook page, having a Google Plus, page, like I said, if you're professional, you should be on LinkedIn, and have a Twitter account, because people, you don't have to be on Twitter tweeting all day long, but at least have a page there where people can connect with you if they want to. And then YouTube marketing, so many people are looking at videos these days. So have a video presence so people can find you there. And yeah, so those are really above all, have a website, because that's the hub for everything. All of those other things that I just talked about before that, all of in all of those, you have them point to your webpage.
So you're talking about like a whole marketing package. Now, you've kind of gone through an evolution. How did you kind of go after these home business or these brick and mortar businesses? How did you get the confidence, I guess would be a good word, to walk up to them and say, hey, I can help you expand and build your business. This is what I'm doing. Like, did you have any training, or did you go back to school or anything like that? Like, what allowed you to kind of go in there with so much confidence?
Well, no, did I have training? Yes. Through my online, I'm always learning, and, personal development's real important, but, primarily for me, I got started learning how to do this through the marketing system like Elite Marketing Pro. That's the one that I use right now. And it's really, it's a great starting point for anybody. Not that any business owner would necessarily have to learn to do it all themselves, but you need to understand what it is that needs to be done. And so, with Elite Marketing Pro, they have the tools already there for you, so you don't have to create everything right from the very beginning. But basically, it's an education platform where you can go in and you can learn each of those different aspects of marketing, and they have the system already in place, so you don't have to wait to build all that stuff on your own to get started. You can use their system to practice on. And so, you don't have to put off your education. We talked about this a lot, that there's two ways of learning. There's passive learning and there's active learning. And passive learning is where you're reading a book or you're watching a video or you're attending a seminar, any of those things where people are talking to you, or you're being trained on how to do something. The problem with passive marketing, or not a problem, but the shortfall there is that you never really learn how to do it. You understand how it can be done, but you never really learn how to do it. You can watch a video about riding a bicycle. You can watch a video about how to swim, but until you actually get in the water or get on the bike and push the pedals, that's when you actually start taking action and do something. That's when you actually learn how and become competent at doing it. And so, you've got to start somewhere. So why not start with an education system that has a tool that you can use, that, let's call it, the bike with training wheels if you want, and learn how to ride with training wheels. And then as you get more skilled at it and you generate leads and sales with that system, and if you want to move up to a more high powered tool, you can do that. But you're not going to be a world-class cyclist just from watching what somebody else tells you to do. So you got to start riding a bike and find a coach, and and then you'll move up to better equipment and you'll get a better coach, and then eventually you'll be you can be world class.
Right. No, I think the key points that you made there was just, taking action, being consistent. You talked about getting coaching, which I think is a huge piece for anybody that's online, because there is so much to learn, and having that coach, having that mentor. And I know you're an amazing coach that's helped out so many people with their business and small businesses, but having somebody that can help you grow and shortcut you, I guess is a good word to use for that whole part of that.
Yeah. I mean, you can try to learn stuff on your own. And in a lot of cases, you can go out and, trial and error. You can, do things. But if you really want to learn, more effectively, a lot of times I don't even remember who to credit this with, but, I've heard many people say that sometimes free training is the most expensive training you can get. Because absolutely. You're doing a lot of testing and a lot of trials, and you're making mostly errors, whereas if you pay a little bit for a coach that's done what it is, that's been where you've been, that's an important part, is that, if you're looking for somebody to coach you, find somebody that's been where you are, and that can show you how to get where you want to go. And so, but yeah, if you can find somebody that's been where you are and has been through what you're going to need to go through to get where you want to be, then that's going to save you so much time and heartache and in trial and error. You're still going to have to get on the bike and do it and make mistakes, but with someone who's done what you're doing to kind of coach you along, it can point out those things, so you're not going to make the same mistake 10 times in a row and then finally figure it out on your own. Oh, that's what I need to do differently. Yeah. They can tell you after the first time. So it makes life a lot more pleasant and helps your progress come along much more quickly.
Agree. So I have the dreaded question for you that we ask everybody, and typically this is your question. So what is one thing that people don't know about you?
Oh man, even though I knew that was coming, I forgot about it. Okay. I've got one. I was actually, you don't even know this. This is one thing nobody knows except for probably the guy that was my coach. But when I was in college, I took trampoline as a PE class, and I was coached by a guy who was an Olympic gold medalist in the trampoline. So probably, a lot of people probably don't know that that used to be an Olympic event. But yeah, I was coached by an Olympic gold medalist in the trampoline, and that was probably one of the funnest PE classes I ever took.
That is so awesome. That really is.
Yeah.
So, do you consider yourself a professional trampoline player or bouncer, or what would
No, but I did. I made great progress, and I got A's in the class. And I will be totally upfront. Without a coach in that situation, I would have killed myself. But in the course of, I ended up taking a second semester. But in the course of 2 semesters, I did things on trampoline I never dreamed I would ever have been able to do. I was able to do double flips with twists and all of that kind of stuff. And yeah,
Wow.
that was quite a while back. I'd forgotten all about that. But thanks for asking that question.
Yeah. Good one.
That's a great.
Well, I know you've got to get going here just a moment here. So my last thing is that, how can people connect with you online? What is the best way for them to find you online and connect with you?
Well, you can find me on, my website is DougDeMecurio.com. So you can find me there. Same thing on Facebook. Just look for Doug DeMecurio. You can connect with me there. Got a Google Plus page. It's Doug DeMecurio. And I think I also have one that's Chef Doug. But Doug DeMecurio there. Kind of just Google Doug DeMecurio and you'll find something. On my website, there's a little pop-up thing where you can, put your information in there and I'll give you a free 15-minute consultation. We can talk about, what it is you want to accomplish and figure out how we can get you there.
That's awesome. Really, that is. So I do know, I think, Doug, that you really do have to jet out the door here in just a sec. But thank you so much for coming on and hanging out with us tonight on this 20-minute hangout. I know that, you're literally calling from your phone with an event, I think, like 6 feet in front of you that you have to be at. So this is amazing that we got you on here and that you've shared so much value and training and education with us. So thank you so much for that. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. And yeah, words are not enough to tell you how much I appreciate you being my business partner and friend as well. That's probably the important thing. So thank you. And yeah, I look forward to turning the tables on you here.
Oh,
and hearing your story.
Yikes.
So,
all right, guys. With that, Doug, you're more than welcome to leave. I'm just going to wrap this up real quick, guys. If you want to get more on the 29-minute hangout, please join us or like our page on Google Plus at the Elite Marketing Chefs. Also, you can catch us on iTunes. Just search for the 29-minute hangout podcast, and you can catch us on iTunes. That is the best place to get a hold of us. Thanks again, guys, for joining us. We are a little bit early, but we'll go ahead and call it a 29-minute wrap. I hope you guys are having a great evening. We'll see you next week, where our special guest is actually somebody that has taken a skill set that she didn't think that she could make money with and turned it into a gold mine and really grew out of spread her wings and did some amazing things. So I'm super excited about our guest next week. Look forward to having you guys on there with you guys asking the questions, getting in depth, and getting up close and personal with all these amazing leaders that we bring to you guys every single week right here on the 29-minute hangout. Have a good night, guys. This is Chef Katrina signing off.